This day 1484 the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today are there some Reish Pa'alef, Sif, Hey, Huyir Gimel. Hey. He's questioning why you require Geniza for Svarim which are not written by meaning. Presenting Achan Fashir Shulchan Shadik, the English Atur Shakar Kosabi Gonez, but ain't Korean Bo. Here's some of the one of them Fashim infer from language the Torah wrote has been put in Geniza, and you can't read it. Achi Brusha means as follows. Ain't Korean Bo Afilu Biyachidus. Can read from it as an individual. Because that maybe was written for Avodah Zarah. Because he wrote, Shabi Shrama Klila Chopastulin Neka Chumashim. And Ram said the 20 psulim are like Chumashim. Low Dam Psulim says they're not comparable to each other. V'yesh Mashina to him, Gniza son that putting Gniza, V'ain Karim Bafil Chumash, you're not allowed to read it even as a Chumash. He showed that B'kol Psul Shein Psul Mamuchach Ledia, and he also was a Mechadish, that any Psul where a Psul is not obvious. Such as the case where it wasn't tanned lishma. Also goes by few bechidus. Now even bechidus can be b'alma. Why? Shema yikra bo b'tzibur, because my God to be in public. That's a taz. Var b'tmuim hey. No, the Arukh was astonished. Echon yichlin also gzeros me'atzeh that they how can make such gzeros on our own initiative. V'ramun kosab al kulam yigonez v'ramon all them geniza. And the intent of the Torah is simple. It means you don't read it in community settings. Meaning, that's the Rambam. And this is also the assumption of the commentators of the Torah. The brackets he says, long brackets. The single Kesef also argues on the Taz. Mashdim was subject trade for that which he said it's questionable. Trade for Yoshev Shiva Kesef responded well. Evidently that we don't make it there by sort of trefa. Though the Rabbi Logazrin also by the masters don't make it there. Can Reish Ervin Rabbi Mitkei the masters will remind each other. Came Parakam the Shabbos leading Kriya or on air. Reading by the light of a candle. You don't make it there where it's the masters, not individual. V'vara Kamasir Torah B'sula Sh'omdos L'Bora Kodesh V'noka B'sula. According to him, several Sefer Torah, we have more shuls, so possible David Torahs. They're standing in the Ochel. The Arukh HaShulchan, we can't tell their apostle. Maybe we should be concerned they're going to lay them. That's good. It's true that they make a simon. Obviously, it's a time honored tradition going back at least 150 years. So, they put the gartel on top of the mantle. So, in that case, any case. Okay, if you're concerned, make a simon. How can you forbid reading Bechidus? Mashkas is Shema Isaac and Maskachon, that which maybe intent was Avodah Zarah, Shas Lo Chashash. Shas is not concerned with this. Lo Kaiman Krei Belezer, we don't pass the Belezer, number Stam Machsheves, of his meanings of Goy is Avodah Zarah. But Nechesh, why should we be concerned? Mashkasah, Asi Shapir, come to Kei Ha, Yud Shito, Yud Shin, Hayin Sham, Badu. When he wrote the Yud Shin, it makes good sense. I don't know what the Yud Shin is. I have no idea. Whatever it is, it works. I see them argue. Mutter across this farm, plus and they mean it. Can you read stories which are printed by heretics and Egyptian meanings? I'm going. I don't know what the question is. We know there's no Avodah Zarah. That we should consider this because Obama. These people are hefker. In other words, they're not really engaged in their Avodah Zarah. By the Sefer Torah films, this is like Lishma. Sefer Torah films, this is where it has to be done. Lishma, as Kol Hashem, Kedusha Hashem, and the names of Hashem have to be done for Kedusha Hashem. Pain Mosin came, they don't do this. Possible, it's no good. I have a pasuk for him, but the prince for him ain't Israel. There's no problem. I came Mechayim the Avodah Zarah. That's 7:10 for Avodah Zarah. But Yadua, in this case, everybody knows there's no concern in our times. So obviously it's permissible. That's the meaning of Ilam. The Rabbi says, of course, Sefer Torah Psulim named Mikra. So allowed the Sefer Torah Apostle to B'nai Mikra, which means Karoim. When he was daiti tzarchi and god, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a good question. Why should he mutter? Because if even also chayim in sefer Torah. I don't know. Anyway, I want to point out that in the hotel rooms they have the Gideon Bibles. So even though the Gideons are missionaries, but they probably don't print their own Bibles, they probably give them to a printing house to print it. So therefore, I don't think there'll be any isser which you're using it if you want to look up Pasuk and Tanakh. I don't take it home with you, but that's us probably Gazela anyway. Zayin. Im nimtzu sefer Torah b'yad min or b'yad akum. He finds sefer Torah in the hands of a heretic, hands of an idolater. Ve'en doim heim b'atzon k'savo. They don't know if they themselves wrote it. Or l'chum Yisrael, they bought it from Yisrael. Plus like a Rambam. Rabbatz b'yad min, if it's in the hands of a heretic, you can say putting Niza. B'yad akum, it's in the hands of a non-Jew. Stam k'shera, it's okay. Dein derech akum is l'chum sefer Torah. It's not the derech of non-Jews to write sefer Torah. Yeshit lo slei b'Yisrael k'kaso. It's more likely that a Jew wrote it. It's also evidently tasteless. But Torah place, the Torah pasuk, she ain't telling him to say, he says you don't assume that's okay. But Gemara Shamish Plukta and shows Machlokes Gemara. See there. But that the film pasuk Rabbeinu Rabbi Yisrael, B'chaim Sosim Lamates, Rabbi Yisrael Paskins, the Menim Sabiyad Akum Kshem, his hands are non-Jews, it's kosher. V'levi de'acher, doesn't bring another opinion. But Kanei B'shtei De'os here brings two other opinions. Shem Tefillin Bade Eno Baki Lasos, because Tefillin, a non-Jew definitely doesn't know how to do. It requires special expertise. I don't say what the should do. I'm not sure why it's so different. But half of it finished. Kalmin Hebish Dedos the Yeshiv Shi Gonzu by Tfilin, which are written by me. He brings two opinions. Some say it should be putting these up. But Kam Levi Deazu here didn't have opinion. Tfilin. Bistama Enkos the Shem Al Chavim. The reason why there's an opinion there putting these not by Sefer Torah. Because again, we're choshesh that Akum is going to write Sefer Torah. I'm not sure why, but no, not choshesh that that the main is going to write Tfilin. Actually, the choshesh main is going to write Sefer Torah. Not choshesh main is going to write Tfilin. A Lufi or is not going to write L'Shem Avodah at least. A Lufi Anir Eina Kanani became a cloud because of Sefer Torah. Now non-Jews are not don't know at all how to write Sefer Torah. Chena Torah Nios Daiti. So it seems logical. We soak Rambam to basically the Rambam they need, so you have to find the hands of non-Jew Ksherim. It must be kosher. What guy is writing Sefer Torah? Divided local Gnami, so it must have taken it or stolen it from a Yisrael in B'Siv Haba and see the next sif, which we shall see. Excuse me, Siv Ches. Before back more plates can be clearance from the one in the Pasuk Shad Tzibur Chayav Mikdos Sefer Torah Shem Tziyad Akum. The Tzibur is required from opinion Shvuyim to buy the Sefer Torah, which is in the hands of a non-Jew. They shouldn't pay more than its value. Might use perhaps a little bit more. If he wants a lot more than that's value, they should believe my lake or not buy the Shloyel Sefer Torah, at least that should have a desire to buy it, to steal Sefer Torah, get rich. Don't try and bargain them down too much. Get angry, toss Sefer Torah to a place where it's going to get destroyed or lost. Also, non-Jews have established a pattern to loot and steal Sefer Torah from Jews. Everybody agrees shemutali close ben betzibur. Use this Sefer Torah again back to the lane. The body wasn't be Yisrael. Chazaka, they looted them from Jews. Ganki told also a place like he said in previous year, the non-Jews don't know how to write. Ganki told should be Sochachum. We assume that they are from a Jew. You should know the Afim Vakish Arbei they dumb of. Also, if they ask a lot more than its price, don't just walk away and leave it in his hands immediately. Law at length, with soft language, maybe he'll become immutable to sell Bishop beyond its value, it's matter a little bit more. If finally you can't come to terms, you can leave it and go away. It's the Ger, in brackets, according to the censorship in the Arukh HaShulchan, that assumes that you can't have a ger b'zman hazeh. Shechazal Surah went back to being not Jewish. On account of fear, kosher lichtos Sefer Torah is allowed to go back to write Sefer Torah. So if in private he keeps the Torah's laws, the holy law, Torah's Torah. He's Shomer apostle. It's not Shomer, then the laws of the Torah, he's apostle. It's interesting. I mean, it doesn't talk about a karoi here. I'm sure that the Karaites have made Sefer Torah over the years. I assume Karoi is where Sefer Torah is going to be kosher, but maybe you'll get to it and maybe we'll discuss it. The Chara Karoi should be kosher. They don't believe in Torah Sheba'al Peh because they believe in Torah Sheba'al. Okay, test. Mish Kosav, maybe not. Maybe, assuming the Torah Shenishba at least. Okay. Test. Mish Kosav, see if there's any right to say, it was a Torah Chaka Karinabo, Shemin, and we saw he's a heretic. Finally, Yeshua Hashto, who the Yisrael, we can certainly say that he went over the derech now. There was no derech when he wrote it. Now, until now, it's going to be kosher. Now, Bela was showing Karov mode, Lamash, Mikwara, it's Latina believer, but on the other hand, but he was showing it's very likely that there was some evil in his heart, some black mud in his heart. Fabadar Putz says, especially in our buster generation. Shabbos of the same Rabbi, there are great iniquities that Munah and the Sofa, and Munah has become diminished. Vasofim Rabu Karban, them many Sofim like their locusts. Birachas Yudanu L'Davon L'Avenu, and we know in our to our great sorrow in one scene, we also Sofim there 170 room, Einam Yeshamai Cloud, and none of that, most of the night Yeshamai. I can tell you, if I have mentioned already. Before Shmuel Evans Tatzal was my chavrusa in the mirror for his man, learned sukkah together, told me to name his father, Arukh HaShulchan Tatzal, that the main occupation in Mir for people not associated with Yeshiva was Safras. And the Sofrim were basically all Mechalei Shabbos. And the Chaim once asked him, where do you sell Sifrei Torah? None of us will buy Sifrei Torah from you. They sell them all to America. And America, Taka, pre-war Sifrei Torah, I've heard from the Sofer, have a very high degree of apostless. That's why. The Arukh HaShulchan does not say Torah about the town of Mir, but it's the Mir. So, from there, the plague spread in all the cities of our country. Bezalzim b'mekach ma'od, they're very, very, what's the word? They scoff Mecca is an interesting word to use here. They scoff at the merchandise. I think it means at the idea. They teach as apprentices empty lads don't have any more serious Shemaim, Nochim, Tefillah, Mezuzahs, and they sell Tefillah and Mezuzahs by Mabeos Ketanos for small change. Because he writes several every day. It's clear that Makdishemos, these at least seems to be Shem Shabbos. Maybe this is not the mirror, because mirror it seems they were not even Shem Shabbos. But anyway, they have no Shemayim, Makdishemos, clearly they're not sanctifying their names, and their deeds are mundane, Kodesh, and holy. We can't grab onto them and Shem what's possible, because which takes place in the heart. Anybody who's touched in his heart by Yiras Hashem, looking at film mezuzah, will not buy film mezuzah when we suffer your dua. Sheish Mike Sarah is known to be a Shemaim, Chaim B'Siva Sefer Torah, also by the writing of Sefer Torah. Yud Cheresh v'Shoitev, a deaf mute, and a person who's insane. Bad Psulim, they're definitely possible. Shayim Bukshartam, the Archiv of putting on film. Chaim Tumtum Adreus, who's stuffing Isha, Tumtum Adreus with are both. Doubtful whether they're male or female. Can't write. If a tumtum whose genitals are covered is ripped open and found to be a male, kosher is okay. The cotton cotton is not okay. Actually, every stays until he brings 2 hairs after he's 13 years old. We don't like 13 years without checking. The Baraisa because by the Baraisa don't say it's assumption that he already has 2 hairs. Just because he's 13. So you have to check him after he's completely 13 years old. But the it's be machshir. In dire straits, they didn't check him and he went away. And wrote the Sefer Torah. It's clear he didn't have some money. He's a minor until he's 20 years old. He may be some Swiss, then he can show that he is a Swiss, that he is not fertile. It's not, he's considered to be still Kotan, and Rav Shnas until he's 35 years old. For Rav Perek basic issues, as a same Kuf Nun Hey. Bracket says here, I Jewish Shema Torah Varifa Rosh Shmitu Ach Brisa Devi Shkotan Psulim. Why did the Torah and Rif leave out? And the Rosh leave out that Evan Isha Kotan Apostle. Talk Klach with somebody lost to that. There's nothing wants to that Perhaps according to these two Arif Marash is not true. The to him, it's astonishing. The Arif Marash Kasu Bryce is Ubitzulas Bechastan. They brought it down Echos Tefillin. Ein Sham Gam Matura to some Hamash Kazu Sham Arachain. Also Tur relies on right to Arachain. The Arachain couldn't be there. Arachain came because for there. But some Hamash Kazu Sham relied that he wrote it over there. Yidaf Dai Shno Shabena Beis Yosef. Because receive dollars. Beis Yosef writes Shteva Dosh Kasu Mamzer. Yesh posting some passive wedding gear Toshav. I can't show them. The comparison is very strange. Gear Toshav, of course, is only cash of mitzvah swears. Mamzer is all 613. I can't show them. Gear Toshav, Vada Apostle. This is Gear Toshav, Sunny Apostle. Shane Bikushartam. That's a bread phone. Mamzer learned himself. Why should Mamzer Apostle? Already we saw this is an absolute Jew. The Chayav Chom Mr. Shabbat Torah. Chayav do all the Mr. Torah. The talk was that people had difficulty explaining this. Yesh Kosa, some people write in Yesh Shek Shek Shito. The other Mamzer V'Kal Hashem. They writes the pasuk which goes against him. And Mamzer should not come to the congregation of God. Like Hashem, we won't consecrate the name. Because it's difficult. Me, he learned was that who told us not going to. It's great. Kabbalah said it. Voted for them with the Shashim Shamsim. The rest of the Torah should be kosher more. For the Ezra time in Nebuchadnezzar, said some other reasons came in, including and speaking, none of them suffice. Mordechai is in Masechah Soifrim Perek Av, and Mordechai brings us down Masechah Soifrim. Vein lo kasu sham mamzer el Moser. That's a mamzer says Moser, somebody who snitches on Jews to the government. Is that near Bar Shalom Fotos B'Teva Zu? It's clear there was a mistake here. Sham Samach Nasa Mem from the Samach. They became a Mem. The Mem Vav Zayin from the Vav became a Zayin. But it's difficult to be lenient because on Shulchan Aruch we can't prove that that's incorrect. So not clear what to do. Yud Beis, Kvarnis Barbasim Kum Chavzayim Dinim Menam Monos B'Yisurim De'edach Ne'eman Lahatir. It's already been clarified that one witness is to suffice to permit Ulasor or to forbid, but David Lo Yischazek is something where there's no established assumption, Lo Isab Lo Heter, not prohibited nor permitted. Avadav Shebiyoda Imnasai, which is not in his hands to actually change. Kosh Biyoda, it's in his hands to actually change, Ne'eman is believed, Gam Yischazek, even as an established assumption. Afil Davish Enim Biyoda Imnasai, which is not in his hands to change, Yischazek Heter, and it's established lenient, it establishes mutter. Aksha Amru Mibnei Abaylim, that they say in front of the owner, Yodata Sheinecha Asur. You know, one is Asur. Chai Gavin, etc. But Babais, the Babais is silent. Neman, they believe, not because on their own they believe, but because the additional silence is like confession. Can these words let's become clear? That would you say that it's being silent like confession is only where the owner should know. But if the owner doesn't know, ain't because the riot cloud silence doesn't mean anything. I ain't trying. But these words about chosha, Eid Echad Lav Klumu. Also, we know that if an Eid Echad is contradicted, his statements are meaningless. Kiddush Gimel. Feast the greatest in Boa Chav Amar La Sefer. If somebody comes to the server and says, Sefer Tosh Shekos After, Sefer Tosh Yod, the Tefillin, or the Tefillin, or Mezuzah, or Psula, is possible, Sefer Shasak, I raise a Naaman. He's believing, Tam Shesiga Kodah. Because the sofer remains silent. That's like a confession. Above on the Ba'abais, when we come to say Ba'abas, I say for Torah, Tefillin, Mezuzah, Shekos After, Sefer, plenty. They say the Torah, Tefillin, Mezuzah, that certain sefer word for you, Psula, is no good. And no klum, it's nothing. After Shagi in the Ba'abais is quiet. She love they died, they can't know. No Shabbatesh to go da. So we can't say by him that silence is like confession. Someone like the sofer denies the charge. She the Shein Eman. The Eidach is not believed, obviously. I feel like I'll be able to post him, even if he has capacity to render them unfit. Which is where he was a worker by the sofer. But Chosha Eidach, because when it contradicted Eidach, there's no credibility. The sofer ain't if the sofer is not in front of us, we'll remember about Baishim. So says about Bas at the apostle. If he had the capacity, this worker, to apostle them, his believed. I feel like even now he doesn't have the capacity. If he saw it, said to the owner the first time he saw it. It's not Biyodo, and I'm a cloud, does not believe it at all. Came to whatever it is, say the Torah, I assume to be kosher. B'zel ish echad. Shomer apostle. This is talking about a random person who says the apostle, not random, but not the sofer. And I guess the next step we'll talk about the sofer.